Plane attempted landing in a mountain airstrip, but overshot the runway and plunged into nearby water.
Dude, that guy's gotta stop. Whoa! Crap.
Jet performs a dramatic belly landing at an airport, scraping along the runway but avoiding injuries. Plane crashes into open water before slowly sinking beneath the surface.
Right now, we got a crazy landing going on. Here it comes right onto the field, right behind the field.
Aircraft crashes in a field as bystanders run toward the wreckage to save the pilot.
Oh my God!
Did he hit the plane? That other plane hit him?
Yes! Oh my God!
Oh, my mercy.
Helicopter astonishingly lifts an entire plane into the sky as stunned spectators watch in disbelief. Plane skids along the runway without deploying landing gear, grinding across the surface and suffering heavy damage in a shocking moment. Helicopter suddenly emerges from the darkness and lands before amazed onlookers in a striking scene. Military aircraft lands hard and brakes sharply before spectators, followed by an impressive lineup of powerful military planes rolling past. Small aircraft crashes during takeoff attempt before a crowd, but quick responders rush to check the pilot, who luckily survives. Plane glides through falling snow as spectators gather below, capturing the rare aviation scene on their phones. Passenger plane suddenly lands on a busy roadway before crashing among braking vehicles, leaving drivers in shock. Another aircraft violently collides with a plane taxiing on the runway, leaving the pilot stunned by the unexpected impact. Plane descends just above the runway, releasing dramatic smoke trails, creating a breathtaking aviation moment. Plane fails during takeoff attempt and crashes onto the field as shocked witnesses watch the dramatic moment unfold. Formation of fighter jets streaks across the sky in perfect synchronization, creating an incredible aerial display. Aircraft crashes into a snowy landscape, but the pilot ejects safely with a parachute moments before total destruction. Military jet suddenly explodes during flight while other aircraft continue nearby, shocking everyone watching the scene. Pilot battles intense crosswinds during landing, but finally brings the aircraft safely onto the runway in a tense moment. Aircraft engine suddenly explodes while parked, sending thick, dark smoke rising into the sky. Military helicopter attempts takeoff, but catastrophic mechanical failure shatters the rotor system, sending smoke pouring out. Wind violently rushes through the cabin after a window shatters mid-flight, leaving the pilot shocked by the sudden danger. Plane attempts landing in a dusty combat zone, but crashes violently as dust clouds engulf the destroyed aircraft while the pilot survives. passenger aircraft lands smoothly as wing spoilers deploy, demonstrating the powerful braking system used after touchdown. Pilot successfully lands a plane on a field as amazed spectators witness the risky maneuver. Passenger plane begins spewing dark smoke from its engine, alarming everyone watching nearby.
Teddy 02. Here we go. Starting off slowly. Very slowly. Now. Oh my god! Oh my god! That's an aborted takeoff! Holy sh! Oh my god! I cannot believe I just saw that. Yeah, you are.
Plane lands dangerously close to spectators before its landing gear collapses, sending the aircraft scraping across the ground. Low-flying plane attempts a sharp maneuver near the ground but crashes before stunned spectators recording the moment. Helicopter rolls forward with its front wheel touching the ground before lifting safely into the air in a tense moment. Aircraft flies with flames bursting from one engine before crashing moments later in a terrifying aviation disaster. Plane loses control while flying sideways before the pilot ejects safely as the aircraft crashes and burns. Parked aircraft engine suddenly explodes before spectators, blasting thick smoke high into the air.
Yeah, the slides are out there now. There's a fire department there, right? Should do it. I got 90 seconds. I think the engine's off. This engine is still working. Oh, is it still running? The aft engine still? Yeah. Oh, gee. Yeah. They're jumping out to get down. What's up here?
High-speed aircraft accidentally strikes another plane from the side, leaving visible damage but no injuries. Fighter jet suddenly emerges through heavy fog and lands close to spectators, creating a dramatic aviation scene. Low-flying plane clips a pole with its wing, damaging the aircraft as shocked witnesses watch from the field. Aircraft land sideways due to extreme crosswinds, scraping one wing on the runway before the pilot regains control. Helicopter loses control over a snowy area and crashes into a building before slamming onto the ground. Military aircraft releases defensive flares into the sky, creating a dramatic spectacle captured on camera. Plane makes an emergency landing beside a road before crashing and releasing.
Is there anybody else in there?
Pilots are pilots!
Pilot loses control during a landing attempt and crashes the aircraft while flying solo. Aircraft makes a sudden turn after takeoff, but crashes moments later, erupting in smoke before shocked spectators.
I cannot believe it.
Flames burst from an aircraft in flight, creating a terrifying sight in the sky. Aircraft crashes in the distance before stunned spectators as smoke begins pouring from the wreckage.
Oh my God.
Pilot wrestles with violent winds during landing as the aircraft nearly flips before recovering at the last moment. Landing gear tires detach while taxiing on snow, sending the aircraft scraping across the ground before crashing. Aircraft slides along the runway without landing gear, grinding loudly across the surface before stunned witnesses. Plane crashes in a snowy mountain area, but the pilots escape safely from the wreckage. Pilot loses control while attempting a solo landing, damaging the aircraft in the failed maneuver. Helicopter crashes near buildings before spectators filming the scene as smoke rises from the wreckage. fighter jet screams low over spectators, recording the breathtaking flyby. Man hanging beneath a helicopter begins swinging uncontrollably before the aircraft crashes to the ground in a shocking moment. Man jumps from a plane mid-flight and deploys his parachute moments before the aircraft crashes below. Fighter jet attempts landing without landing gear and grinds violently along the runway before being destroyed. Passenger aircraft engine explodes and catches fire, sending thick black smoke into the sky before shocked spectators. Small aircraft departed the runway first, while a much larger plane waited behind, both sharing the runway moments apart. Powerful jet roared off the deck of a moving aircraft carrier, slicing through the ocean. Air show lit up the sky with two planes trailing fireworks in a stunning nighttime aerial performance. Amphibious aircraft glided smoothly across a water-covered landscape as amazed spectators looked on. Massive flooding swallowed the surrounding area while stunned residents watched water take over the land.
27 clear land.
Airliner performed a beautiful landing beside a runway, surrounded by water, creating a spectacular aviation view.
20, 10.
Speed brakes up.
45 off to left.
45, thank you. Reverse.
Avalanche thundered down a snowy mountain as large amounts of snow collapsed dramatically before spectators. Fighter jet executed a precise landing on a moving aircraft carrier as stunned observers admired the pilot's skill. helicopter hovered low above a field while people recorded the dramatic close-range view. Airliner rolled down the runway before amazed spectators who eagerly captured the moment on camera. Jet blasted dangerously close above the crowd, leaving people shocked by the intense flybeat. Dust storm erupted as a plane accelerated across a sandy field and lifted back into the air. Supercar raced alongside a departing plane on the runway, while the aircraft tilted into the sky in a dramatic showdown. Aircraft door suddenly opened mid-flight, forcing the pilot to hold it shut until the plane safely landed. Fighter jets screamed past spectators at terrifying speed while cameras captured the intense moment. Two pilots attempting a landing in a mountainous area lost control and crashed, leaving the aircraft badly damaged.
On était préoccupé par l'avion qui était devant et ouais.
Small plane collided with a bus on a road, shocking witnesses who watched the unbelievable accident unfold.
Hostia. Ojito, A ver si se puede ver. Mira.
Massive aircraft roared directly above a woman filming herself, leaving her and the crowd stunned by the close pass.
Oh my god!